Welcome, Kleschka Crew, to another video. It has officially been 1 week since Major League Baseball started their season, and I want to react to it. I want to talk about all the coolest things and everything that has happened so far. And now I do want to say right here that I probably will miss a few things. We're reacting to a full week of baseball, but I tried to get down all the most important things and all the coolest things to talk about. So let's get started. Let's talk about the first home run of the season, which belongs to Giancarlo Stanton, who got a little help from Aaron Judge, giving him a little, hey man, it's gonna be right here, and then he crushed it. That's how you do it, Astros. If you're gonna cheat, I wouldn't even consider that cheating because they did it fairly. That's sign stealing at its best. Nationals fell victim to it. Giancarlo saw that and he tanked it out of the park to get the first home run of the 2020 season. And Gerrit Cole, he was dominant in his Yankees debut, even though it was shortened by rain and it still counted as a complete game. It was still a good debut for Gerrit Cole. And the other game that happened that day was Dodgers and Giants. Kershaw went down just hours before the game because of a back injury. Dustin May was told to step up, and he did, and the Dodgers offense was good, of course. They beat the Giants. Mookie had amazing base running, he had a hit, and he did very well in his debut. Now I want to talk about the other New York team, the Mets. Jacob deGrom was deGrominant. He was so dominant, and he's looking at back-to-back Cy Youngs. Can he do it? He has the chance. He started good, but that's not the main point I want to talk about in this game. The main thing I want to talk about is Johannes Cespedes. Hadn't played baseball in 2 years, but he was still on the Mets. Did you even know that? And he comes back, first game, and gets them the win. Hits a home run. Final score was 1-0. He put the team on his back. Johannes Cespedes shook off the rust immediately, and it's just good to have him back in baseball. He's a great player. He's got a cannon for an arm, and he can hit baseballs so far. So it's good to see him playing good. Hopefully he stays healthy. We also had some great pitching to start the season. Kyle Hendricks had a complete game win, and Shane Bieber had 14 strikeouts. 14! That's crazy. Those guys were great to start, and hopefully they will continue. And now something not so great that involves my Angels. We were the first team to experience the runner on second rule in extra innings. We got to go first, and we could not score. It was a nightmare. We had Shohei starting on second. There was a liner hit to Matt Olson that he somehow fielded, and it was hit so hard that Shohei just was frozen. They threw it to third. Matt Chapman, of course, being the platinum glover, scooped it and did not let it get by him, and they got Shohei out at second, and we could not score. Then the A's get their opportunity with the runner at second. They load the bases, and Matt Olson hits a grand slam off of the pitcher we just brought in. First pitch, and my heart was broken to start the season. But it's gotten a little better since. I don't know. We're negative right now as I'm filming this, so it really hurts. It does, but hopefully my team can turn it around. Rendon being in the lineup has helped so far. Ohtani hopefully will turn things around because he's had a very shaky start to the season. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. And Trout hasn't been the hottest of hitters either, so it's been tough, but I'm hoping we turn things around. And if we're talking about turning things around, let's talk about G-Man Choi. This guy is a left-handed hitter, but what has he done this season? He hit a right-handed home run. So he's switch hitting all of a sudden, and he can do it from the right side when he was a dominant left-handed hitter? What? So I don't know. Is he switch hitting? Tell me, Rays fans. I guess he's trying to adapt that. He went up there right-handed, and he hit a pretty good line drive out, and it shocked me, and I could not believe it. That's crazy. So I guess he's switch hitting now. Eric Hosmer started his season coming up clutch, not once, but twice with the bases loaded. Marcelo Zuna learned his lesson. So he had a game where he struck out on a fastball on the outside corner from Edwin Diaz. Then the next day, he gets that same pitch and he hits it to the opposite field to take the game to extras, and the Braves got the win. We're also talking about Mike Clevenger. He voiced his opinion on the extra inning base runner on second rule, and he was not happy, and I hate this rule. Let me know what you guys think of this. I think it's the dumbest thing ever. Why should you automatically get a runner on second? You should have to earn that. That's not something that should be handed to you on a silver platter. I think they need to get rid of that rule right after the season. It's so dumb. Here's what happened. The Indians and Royals were tied, okay? So the Royals, they start because they were the away team. They get their runner on second. They bunt him over to third and then hit a sac fly, which allows that guy to score, and the Royals won. And Mike Clevenger was basically saying, yo, That should not happen because a runner would not be able to get to second off the back end of our bullpen. That's just crazy. And even though that might not be completely true, I agree. I agree with Clevenger that you should not be handed a base runner in extra innings. I think it's so dumb. So let me know what you think about that rule. I think it should be gone right after this season. Now let's update you on some stars that are swinging their bats in new places. Anthony Rendon had a great first game with my Angels. He went 1 for 3, he had 2 walks, but that one hit, his first hit as an Angel, was a home run. I was so happy when I saw it. If you follow me on Instagram, you know I was updating you guys every at bat. And if you don't follow me, then you should. Here it is right here somewhere. Then we're talking about Mookie Betts in Los Angeles. We briefly talked about that earlier. He showed off his great base running and he got a nice hit. So he had a good debut as well. And Donaldson, even though he didn't do this to start the season, he has hit his first home run as a Twin in their opener, I believe. So that was good, seeing all these stars doing great on their new teams. Now talking about stars that have put their staple into the franchise, Mike Trout has already hit his first home run of the season. He started off kind of cold. I hope he heats up very soon. And Christian Yelich has his first home run of the season, but he's been ice cold as well. So hopefully he turns it around. You hate to see the star players in a slump, so hopefully they get hot. Machado and Pete Alonso have also crushed their first home runs. And now let's talk about the hot players, the players that are starting on fire. Staying right here with my team, David Fletcher. He has such great versatility. He's played multiple positions already to start the season. He was the first player in all of Major League Baseball to get to 10 hits, and his defense has been outstanding. David Fletcher, Angel fans love you. I think the baseball community does too. He's just one of those players you can't hate. You know why? Even Anthony Rendon called him the Captain America of baseball. The guy is Mr. Baseball right now. He knows he doesn't have to hit the big home runs. He knows he's a hit guy. He hits it through the holes, an average hitter. That's what he does. That's what I love about David Fletcher, because he knows his place. Jackie Bradley Jr. has been playing great defense, diving everywhere, making fantastic plays, and he's been hitting for high average. Nelson Cruz continues to show that he still might be the biggest power threat in all of baseball. I think he was the first to 10 RBIs, and he's been doing it with the bomb threat. It's been awesome to watch. Justin Turner is not getting the bombs, but he is getting the hits that count, picking up the RBIs, and he's hitting over 400 right now. Didi Gregorius feels comfortable in Philadelphia. He's been crushing. Baez is hitting bombs, and his defense is magical as always, along with his base running. He's had good base running to start the season as well. That's why they call him El Mago, the magician. Rizzo's hitting home runs, his teammate, and he's giving away hand sanitizer. I think that's so funny. We can look back at that and be like, yep, that's the season where we had, the mask and, no fans. Bryce Harper brought out some amazing cleats to start the season that were based off the Philly Fanatic. I thought they looked amazing, and I love how much he loves the mascot. I'd say the Philly Fanatic is the best mascot in baseball because he's crazy. He's always doing these out-of-pocket things, and I love it. I love how much Bryce Harper loves him. And now we're going to talk about something that hurts me, Ohtani's terrible start. Shohei Ohtani had not pitched since 2018. He had Tommy John surgery. All he did was hit in 2019. And this was the year. Everyone was like, he's going to hit again and he's going to pitch again. So it came. Ohtani was taking the mound once again, and it was not good. He threw around 30 pitches in the first inning. He gave up 5 runs and got no outs. It really was frustrating to watch. I wanted him to do so good, but he did not have it. I'm hoping that's just 2 years of not pitching and a Tommy John surgery and a pandemic. So hopefully the next one will be better. I'm crossing my fingers. When the Twins finally had their home opener, they had a moment of silence for George Floyd. It happened in Minnesota, and they're the team of Minnesota, so they were there paying their respects. That was great to see. And Patrick Mahomes, yeah, we're talking about football, got his big contract in the offseason, and then he decided he wanted to be a part owner of the Royals. So yeah, he's involved in baseball now. I think that's awesome to see. Now, let's talk about the cutouts, the funniest ones. The first one I noticed was in Oakland because my team was playing the Athletics, and that was a Tom Hanks cutout because he used to be a vendor for this team. Next, we're talking about Chipper Jones, who buys a cutout at a Mets game. That's hilarious. He's trolling them because he was on the Braves his whole career and that was their rival. So he's like, you know what? I'm going to buy a cutout and it's going to be in your stadium. Dodgers catcher Will Smith hit a late inning home run and it hit a cutout in the left field bleachers. It belonged to a kid who reached reached out, he made this tweet, and he said, yo, do I get the ball for hitting my cutout? And Will Smith was like, I got you, I'll hook you up. So that was cool to see. But I thought you got the ball if it hit your cutout. Is not every team doing that? And now one that hurts. Adam Duvall hit a cutout of a dog. What is wrong with you? It was a cutout of Jeff McNeil's dog. A few of the players have their dogs as cutouts in the right field seats. And Adam Duvall hit a home run that hit one. I can't believe you would do that. What is wrong with you? Next, we're talking about the White Sox fan that bought 100 cutouts of himself. The same cutout. That guy just wanted a whole section to himself, and he got it. George Kittle and Jimmy Garoppolo got cutouts at Giants games. I thought that was funny. And that's all the cutouts I've heard of right now that are worth talking about. Another cool moment that happened with my Angels, a Mariners pitcher decided he was going to taunt Albert Pujols. And let me tell you, that is not a good idea. So he decided to go all slow motion, like the slowest windup ever. And Albert was like, oh, you're going to regret this. And he made him pay. He hit a laser home run. He rounded the bases and he was like, don't do that. Don't do that. Albert does not want to be messed with, and that's just disrespectful. Albert's like, show me some respect for everything I've done in this game, and he made him pay for trying to make Albert look like a fool. The Marlins, why? My goodness. 14 of them tested positive for COVID-19. I hope they're all okay, but you gotta, Major League Baseball has to take better initiative if we're gonna continue this season. This could have been really bad. Right now, as I'm filming this, it seems like we're gonna be okay, but wow, that was a scare when I first saw that. And now the most talked about topic in the first week of baseball, Joe Kelly versus the Astros. The hype was supposed to be just Dodgers versus Astros because this is the first time they've played each other since the 2017 World Series where the Astros cheated their way to victory. But anyways, Joe Kelly comes into this game, okay, and he's not messing around. He sees Bregman, he gets a 3-ball count, and he's like, screw this, I'm just gonna aim for this dude. And he zips one right over his head. And Bregman's like, oh my God, like fearing for his life. And then they get an out on Michael Brantley, and you can hear somebody, I think it was Bregman, tell Joe Kelly, get back to the mound, you little. And he dropped a bad word in there, and I think that heated up Joe Kelly, and you should have not done that. So he faces Carlos Correa, right? And he cannot find his fastball. So he starts throwing him breaking stuff, and he strikes out Correa. He's walking off the mound, and then Correa says something, and Joe Kelly's like, little baby, gives him a pouty face, and oh, they did not like that. But Astros, come on. You're not going to see this coming. People are going to pick on you, okay? Especially the players, and when fans come back, ooh, you better not think we have forgotten. Every baseball fan is going to be mad at you, especially when they get to be there in person. You better be ready. But yeah, anyways, Joe Kelly gives him the pouty face. He's like, and then Correa's like, throw your fastball. Throw your fastball. And Joe Kelly's like, oh yeah, I'm going to throw my fastball right down the middle for you. Yeah, right. And then they get heated. The bench is clear. Nobody fought. No punches were thrown. But they were heated. Just go sit in the dugout, accept that you cheated, and forget it, all right, man? Like, all the dude did was go, make like a little pouty face at you. It was hilarious. There could be worse things that were done to you, okay? MLB decides to suspend Joe Kelly 8 games. What? Why? All he didn't even hit a batter. What is wrong with you, Major League Baseball? Like, sometimes, how do you not suspend the cheaters a single game? Not Altuve or Springer or Bregman. None of them have been suspended, but Joe Kelly almost hits some batters, and then he makes a pouty face, and you suspend him for 8 games? More than a week's worth of games? What? Where's the logic in that? I just don't get it. And they suspended the manager, Dave Roberts, for 1 game. Why? No punches were thrown in the fight. Yes, the bench is cleared, but nobody fought. Batters were not hit, and you're punishing the Dodgers? It's like you're favoring the cheaters. You're really putting a bad picture out there to the fans, and it's crazy. It's just absolutely crazy that the Astros have not been punished. Well, their players have not been punished in any way. I just can't believe it. What Joe Kelly did was was funny, and it's outrageous that he's being punished for this, but this is all the major topics that I could think about talking about in the first week of baseball, guys. I'm glad the sport's back. Hopefully it cools down a little bit and we can just enjoy the sport as it is. If you made it to the end of this video, then I want you to comment your favorite moment from the first week of baseball. Like the video, subscribe, tell your mom, your dad, your grandma, grandpa, your pets, friends, everybody you know. I got this, and I will see you next time.